of or may refer it to an appropriate administrative officer for study, investigation, report, and/or recommendation. Discussion, if any, shall be by members of a governing body only. Materials related to an item on the agenda submitted to the City Council, Community Redevelopment Agency, Parking Authority, or Housing Authority after distribution of the agenda packet are available for public inspection in the City Clerk's office during normal business hours.
I've received a few cards. Darlene Love.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm here tonight. I've had maybe 4 calls that some of the things you councilmen, when your time to speak, should be among you and not holding up their television time, because they said some of the things the council goes over in their books over and over, they really don't need to hear it. You know, they enjoy some of the things that you all bring to them, but to go on some of the stuff like going through your books, it seems as though they're tired of it. And what could they do? Even tonight here in council, one lady came and I talked to her and she says, you know, it's something's going to have to be done, because they feel like, you know, you give us 5 minutes and then you go through a whole book of stuff. Maybe the ones that come know what you're talking about, but to have your television on to keep hearing some things over and over, it gets to be very boring. So if you can cut some of that, read it before you get here and don't read it while you're here, it would be highly appreciated. And again, I want to thank you. You're doing a nice job on that park. I see that they're working on putting those bumps down, and we people in Holly Park really appreciate it, because it is a beautiful area and we want to keep it that way, and do appreciate everything you do for us. But if you can kind of cut those books down a little bit, it would be highly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you. Alex Montero.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, members of City Council, members of the public. Alex Montero, 12413 Ramona Avenue. First, I would like to apologize for my outbursts last meeting. But when it comes to children, you know, my heart and my blood boils, because for 25 years I've been advocate for children and families, and I'll continue to do that. And just for the record, that nobody asked to waive fees, because I knew exactly that we were asking that team to play for 6 weeks. 6 weeks was $642, and I offered $1,000. So anyway, I apologize for my outburst, and I just want to put on the record, it's not unprofessionalism, it's frustration to see how the debate was going. Now, and let me put on the record again, because all of you know about the Brown Act. When I stand here and speak with you and for the community, I'm not speaking on behalf of Hawthorne School District, because I'm the citizen of Hawthorne, and I advocate for the people of Hawthorne, and families and children is my passion. And that's when I do that, I come here as a community citizen and concerned for the safety of the children. So Brown Act says 1 member does not represent the entire body of 5 members. We do not, individually, we have no power. So I do not represent Hawthorne School District when I'm here. So just for the record. The other note, I want to thank you, all of you, for those who came to the student speaking contest. Mr. Denny Juarez for being the judge, Mr. Mayor for showing up, Mr. Alex Vargas, and Ms. Jeannie Lambert for donating all the food. We appreciate. March 1st is the second round of the zone student speaking contest. So we're going to have people, students coming from PV, Palos Verdes, Torrance, Lomita, and Hawthorne competing among themselves. So you're all invited March 1st. We're starting at 7 o'clock, so make sure you'll be there at 6:30, because I'll lock the door at 7. It's going to be at the Hawthorne Moose. And the student speaker contest is, again, enforcing our borders, state versus federal rights. So it's a very hot topic. So come on down. I want to thank Arnie and the Public Works, Inglewood Avenue, palm trees. I love palm trees. I'm from the tropical, so when I see them planting trees, my heart is full of joy because trees bring green and the environment needs more trees. So thank you for doing the Inglewood Avenue. So maybe we can use some redeveloped money to lift all those business face on Inglewood Avenue on the side of Hawthorne that needs some work. So maybe you guys can think about that, spending the redeveloped money before the governor take it away. Monday, the 28th, next Monday, is the Relay for Life meeting. It's 5:30 at the Hawthorne Moose Lodge. Come on, we on the last leg of the Relay for Life because the Relay for Life is on April 2nd and 3rd at the Hawthorne High School, and our goal is to raise at least $60,000 and having about 50 teams. So we're doing good, so come on down and join us. And remember, the Relay for Life is March. Meeting is on Monday the 28th, and then the Relay for Life is on April 2nd and April 3rd. And on April 12th, we're going to have a car wash at the Hawthorne Moose parking lot for the Leos, the Lions Leos, to fundraise money for their team because they have to raise at least $2,000 for their team. So thank you very much, and God bless.
What is the name of your group of the youngsters that want to play ball? You said in the gym for 8 weeks or whatever. What do you call them? Or what-
Well, it's a basketball tournament,
Yeah,
so
but what do you call the name of the group?
it's basketball tournament. It's the middle schools that they come from, not just Hawthorne School District. They come from Rogers. They come from Lennox. They come
So,
from.
how
It's a regional competition.
She wants to write a check and donate money, I think what she's trying to say.
Don't worry, I'll call you, Miss Love. Help me.
Yeah, but you're a week late calling me. I
No,
asked.
don't worry about it because I'll let
right.
you. I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Mr. Montero, can we still take you up on your offer for the $1,000?
No, it's
Is
too
it too
late.
late? Oh,
I'll go pay more because maybe we need the gym for only for 3 weeks.
I
Okay.
got
Olivia Valentine?
well, there goes your $200.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, members of the City Council. There are two, my name is Olivia Valentine, 2519 West 115th Place. There are two major issues about which I think the community should respond and write to their elected representatives. The first is the governor's proposed elimination of the redevelopment agencies.
Oh, we've already
The
done
second
that.
is Congress's proposed cuts to workforce investment boards. The governor's proposal to eliminate redevelopment agencies will have a negative effect on California's economy and job creation, destroying millions of dollars in local economic activity. Redevelopment agencies have been a critical tool for creating jobs and economic opportunities where none existed. The Hawthorne Redevelopment Agency has a distinguished record of saving and creating jobs in our community. For example, the agency committed more than $25 million in future tax increments to help the Air Force build new sections of the Los Angeles Air Force Base, saving our community from the impact of a massive job loss. Redevelopment statewide contributes more than $40 billion annually to California's economy in the generation of goods and services. Further, redevelopment construction activities generate $2 billion in state and local taxes in a given year. Moreover, eliminating redevelopment will kill jobs and economic expansion when the state is reeling from one of the highest unemployment rates in the country. There are many wasteful programs in the state which could be cut without taking a meat-axe approach to eliminating programs which could make the deficit worse instead of better. I am also disappointed that proposed funding reductions in the continuing resolution to fund the federal government from March 4th through the end of fiscal 2011 are aimed at cutting job training programs. If the continuing resolution as proposed cuts workforce investment boards, It will mean a major reduction in and possible closure of job training and employment programs. In this economic downturn, when all parties are saying that jobs, jobs, jobs are a priority, and when unemployment has persisted even as the rest of the economy has begun to rebound, it is short-sighted and, frankly, in my view, stupid to reduce any programs which assist people in finding employment. The result of such short-sightedness can only be stagnation of employment growth, a persistent drop in housing prices as foreclosures continue to flood the market, and a reduction in the tax base for cities which are struggling to stave off bankruptcy. In this community, the South Bay WIB has been instrumental in job training and placement of thousands of dislocated workers in the Southern California area. Any cuts to this program will result in a devastating economic blow to a region that today, again, has one of the highest rates of unemployment in the United States. I urge you to write to Governor Brown. I know the city has already done so. I urge the citizens individually and the homeowners associations to write to Governor Brown to stop his effort to eliminate redevelopment agencies. And I also urge you to write to your elected representatives and the president to stop any proposals to cut job training and employment programs, any of which would derail the economic recovery before it has really gotten started. Thank you.
Ms. Valentine, we've said it before, and we know the game that the state and the feds play. Cut the programs that are going to get people out to vote. So this is all a shell game. It's disgusting that they're cutting handicap programs, daycare programs for seniors, the housing for people that need assistance. But if you start going down the list of programs they could cut, their brother-in-laws would be affected. And they don't want to affect their brother-in-laws.
I understand that.
I would like to see a list, because I just saw some ridiculous things. The federal government is spending millions of dollars on how frogs breathe underwater.
I agree with
Did
you.
you
I
see
would
that?
like to, yes.
I mean,
would,
what's that
Yes.
got to do with the cost of butter?
I agree with you that
And-
I would like to see
And
lists of things
billions
that they
of
could cut.
dollars to countries that hate us.
Yes.
Billions of dollars to countries that hate us. So you know what I'd like to have for the next council meeting, so we could show the general public, so they'll go out and vote no against any tax hikes, is get a list of all these ridiculous programs that they could cut. I mean, we got school districts that have to throw food away because they can't give it to a shelter because it's federally funded. So you've got trash cans at the end of the day full of food that's packaged, but the federal government says, correct, Mr. Montero? Isn't that disgusting? Where we've got people starving on the street, people living in their cars, but we can't give that food to shelters because it's
Right.
federally funded.
Right.
But let's go to the tropical forest and figure out why a certain beetle is eating bark from one tree and not from another when we have Americans living in their cars, struggling, young families. I mean, you wouldn't believe what's out there, but it's like pathetic that you're going to write a letter and asking the devil to forgive us. What we need to do is say, no, we're not going to let them raise one tax dollar against the citizens of California. And until you people wake up and say no, don't write a letter. I mean, look at the governor of Wisconsin. He says, we're broke. You need to read the article why they're broke. You've got this other one, cash fight blights, paying. Cities are using redevelopment money to pay salaries to employees.
Right.
So the governor says, well, wait, if they're doing it, I'm going to do it. So America better wake up, because it's not only the state that's burning us, it's the federal government.
It is.
And there's a lot of programs they can cut, easy, and not one tax dollar will have to be raised. But again, how do we protect the brother-in-law who runs the organization, all these lobbyists? Go to a part-time legislature in Sacramento, will settle our budget issue practically overnight. And all these funding programs that mean nothing today.
I just can't get past everyone saying jobs, jobs, jobs are the top priority, and yet they're cutting programs.
But why don't you ask Mr. Obama why he cut the C-17 program in Long Beach? Not only are those people losing their jobs, but all the warehouses in Carson that store the parts are all going to lose their jobs. Western Digital, you've got Boeing laying off, Northrop laying off.
Yeah.
Those are your middle-class jobs that create the jobs at at Best Buy, at Home Depot, Lowe's. You know, there's a pecking order,
Yeah.
and we're losing it. We're losing the middle class because the federal and the state wants to continue to fund ridiculous programs, and enough's enough. I mean, but to say, don't take away my redevelopment money, that's to anger you to go out and vote to raise your taxes. There was a big protest in Huntington Beach today about taking away the adult daycare. These are people that can't take care of their parents during the day, so they have to drop them off, but now they want to take that away. But you know why? Because we're all going to run to the ballot and say, tax us again. But don't take away how the frog breathes underwater, or why does a turtle pop its head out. You guys think I'm kidding you?
No.
Read half of this stuff.
Central California.
Oh, the Central California killing our own farmers over a fish. I mean, so, don't get me started, but I say vote no taxes. Thank you. Sorry. Thompsina Abukar. Did I say that correctly? Okay, I said the second part correctly. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem and all of the council people. My name is Thompson Ikona Abukar, and I'm here because of a situation that happened to me on October the 23rd of 2009. And I was coming off the expressway onto Hendry, and I had to turn right onto Rosecrans. And I got blinked, photographed. And I found out that this yellow light was only 3 seconds. And since then, I've looked at all the yellow lights around, in this city, and all of them are 5. So why do you have 3 seconds at a place where you have to make a turn onto a major, thoroughfare? And also, people are coming off the expressway, and they're right up on your tail. And if I had stopped, I would have been, rear-ended. So I had to make a judgment call, whether to stop and get hit or either go on, and it was only 3-second light, though. So I thought I had enough time because normally a yellow light is 5 seconds. So to me, it's like a trap, there. Unless somebody went and fixed it since I had this, situation. So, it was, I got a ticket for failure to stop at a red light as a result of that. That happened when I was 62 years old. I am now 64. And I used to work with the government, working there at the base. In El Segundo, and I have a reduced check because of the economy, and I did not get any cost of living, expenses or anything like that. They cut all that out, and for me to have to pay this ticket, which was 400 and what is this? It's 420, let me see, 430, I think it is. Forget where I saw it. It's on here somewhere. But anyway, you know about these tickets. It's about 400 and something. And right now, because I was late paying it, it's $476 that I have to pay by the 7th of March. The only way I can pay this is to just use half of my rent. That is the only way I can pay this. So that means I would be behind on my rent, and a lot of other stuff would happen to me. I think this is really a trap right here, and somebody needs to look into it. I don't think it's fair to have this ticket.
Thank you.
So do you have any suggestions?
Mr. City Attorney, you have a suggestion?
There's a procedure, and she can start off by talking to traffic and
I
parking
did
and the
that.
police department, and that's it.
City council can't engage in this. We cannot waive fees or work on fees. There's a process. So the city attorney just gave you the process to follow, ma'am.
I did that.
Okay.
And they said, well, you know, you got to pay it, because we have the right to put, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, or whatever. But I think that is really not fair to the public.
Thank you. Do you have anything else you'd like to add? Thank you. I have no other cards. Is there anyone else who wishes to address these bodies? Please form a line behind the podium.
Alan Richards, 13828 Ramona Avenue, Mayor Guidi, city council members, and city staff. I'm here just to thank the city council for everything they provided for our neighborhood association, and the city staff especially for responding to all the messages I give you guys to handle. Thank you very much. It's been very appreciated. To the council, I'd like to invite you to our next open meeting, which is March 17th at Ramona School at 7 p.m. We hope to have a good program there, and we're also going to have elections, and I'm not going to run for president this year. So I'm opening up so all you people that live in the Ramona Neighborhood Association become members, go for office. If you didn't like me, I'd like to see what you can do. Thank you.
Thank you. That's good.
Good evening, Mayor Guini, City Council staff. My name is Ann Berg, 11440 Birch Avenue, and I'm here again to talk about closing off York School, the street of York in front of our school. I am a single mom. I have a job, I go to school, and still I take the time out to volunteer at the school as cross-guarding for the children, for the safety of our children. And I ask you before to consider closing that street. I got the second fright of my life the other day, because this motorcycle was coming down the street and almost hit my little girl. This is my baby right here, 7 years old. She's a cancer survivor. And for me to see her life flash before my eyes was devastating to me. And I also saw another little girl, but in the way the father put her in danger. Stopping in the middle of the street. Another car didn't respect the little girl coming across. He just dashed across the street and almost hit that little girl. I just ran and grabbed that little girl, or she would have been hit. And I'm begging you guys to please consider closing that street off. I see it every day, crossing those kids, and those people don't even respect me as a crossing guard. I'm telling them stop, and they just bolt on through. And these kids are crossing the street, our kids. So please, put it in your heart, protect our kids.
Ma'am, have you made a written formal complaint to the Hawthorne School District? If this is a heavy
Yeah.
liability between the schools,
we are taking notes. We've had signed petitions. We presented it to you. We have some more. I didn't expect to be here
ma'am,
this
ma'am, you
evening.
missed my point. The school district has the two schools on each side. They should provide some kind of safety to the children. Have you gone to the school district
Yeah.
board meeting? You've gone to a board meeting
Yeah,
and asked for more safety towards the children?
yeah, we do. We have a half-time security guard. We have other security guards at the other end. I do it right in front of the school where they cross from one school to the other. That's where my point I volunteer and do that part. But
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We already spoke to the police chief. They're gonna be out there to start writing tickets.
they do come out there, and I really appreciate that.
They're gonna do more.
I really appreciate
They're
it.
gonna do more for you.
But,
Plus, the speed humps are there. We've already put the speed humps. But I think what you need to do is get the school districts more involvement on the crossing. They need to be out there with maybe add another security guard to help slow down the traffic. But we're gonna do our part on our side. And then we've already started a study. There's a lot we can do. It's not that we
I
have a
know.
magic wand.
I know.
There's a lot of issues that get involved because then we can be sued by the residents. So here's what I would do if I was you. You and all the parents get together, write a letter, show that you guys are concerned for your children, give it to the school board, go to a school board meeting. Our police department's going to go out and continue to enforce. If there is people racing up and down, they'll catch them. So give us some
Right.
time to do our study.
Right, and like I said before, we're in a good position because the school is from 118 to a little past the block, and then the residential start. There's no building in between, and we're not asking for the whole day, it's just between school time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor and council people, my name is Frances Stiglich. I'm here to tell you that I accept all the condolences that for my brother. I want to tell a little bit about him. He passed away on February the 4th. And I was glad that he was gone because he suffered so. And anyway, I had a lot of people ask about him. No, we're not going to have a memorial on him because he wanted to be buried with his wife in Detroit. And of course, being that it's a winter month, we decided that he's going to be cremated. And then we'll take him in March and have the memorial over in Detroit. So we're not having anything here, to my sadness, because where he passed away, it was in San Diego. There was nobody that knew him there because he was from nursing home to the hospital, back to the nursing home, and into the hospital again, and then back to the nursing home. So I accept all your condolences, and I hope that I don't have to repeat this again. And I thank you for the time.
Thank you, Francis. God bless you and your family.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. My name is Kyle Orleman. I'm at 5237 Wiseburn. I have not been here for a while, and so I didn't realize until I looked at the agenda tonight that under your discussion and action items D, you're considering something having to do with upgrading existing wireless service towers. And I've become aware of a situation recently that we've been dealing with on our block and in our neighborhood that I think might impact on what you might be doing here, so I'd like to pass that information along. Since September, we have had to call service people out to repair our cell phone service on at least 15 occasions. We've had our internet go out, our landline go out, and we've had a drastic drop in our cell phone service. And in trying to deal with the service provider on that and having all these different service people coming out, we've identified two separate problems that are affecting everybody in our neighborhood. Number one is that 2 of the 4 cell phone towers that are in the Holly Glen area have been out of service since June. And so as a result of that, where we used to have very good service in our homes, we have almost no service at this point. In trying to figure out how to resolve that, we personally got a microcell from AT&T. The problem is that it connects to the modem that goes through the landline service. The second part of the problem is that the wires that go from pole to pole to pole that carry the landline signals, I believe are from when the neighborhoods were originally constructed, and they are degrading. And so one of the problems that has caused us to lose our service so many times recently is that those wires are so degraded that they are not carrying sufficient signal. As a result, we're losing our landlines, we're losing our internet. And there have been times when we've had to make 911 calls and we've had no service to be able to do so. And because the microcell that they gave us to solve the fact that the cell phone towers are not working is hooked into the landlines that go through that pole to pole to pole problem. So we've got two separate issues that are impacting on each other. And I know from talking to my neighbors that there have been many situations where one of the neighbors will lose their service. They'll call the phone company. Somebody will go up the pole and fix that neighbor's problem. And immediately after one of the other neighbors loses their service, they call and have somebody go up the pole. Theirs is fixed and somebody else loses their service. So I talked to one of the city employees the last time that I was here a couple of months ago and was referred to AT&T's external affairs manager. She has been tremendously cooperative, and they keep saying that they're going to send service representatives out. Well, we've had 8 appointments within the past 10 days, and on every single one of those occasions, no one has shown up and no one has called. So we have been without service again. So if you have anything to do with getting those cell phone towers fixed, that would be really good. It would help us a whole lot. And if there's anything where you have any influence on forcing them to replace those pole-to-pole wires, because we also had a situation with a neighbor a couple of months ago where they had a gas leak, and they are not English speakers, and they came to us for help in getting the situation resolved. Since I had no landline service at that point and no cell phone service at that point either, I had to go wake up another neighbor who had a different carrier to get outside the neighborhood to make the cell phone call to 911. We could have a really serious medical emergency or some kind of a disaster. And anything that you can do to help get this phone situation resolved, I know many of us have had the same issues, and we would be most grateful for the city's help on that. Thank you.
Ma'am, I just want you to know that because you're about ready to say something.
Go ahead.
No, we both have our homes over there. He has his, and we're right on top of it. And our next move is to, and I think Danny is probably going to do that, get the more wires put in that would better serve Holly Glen. I can't hear a thing over there, and I can't even turn my TV on.
Exactly.
So,
and I know a number of the
found
neighbors
that.
have gone in and gotten microcells,
he'd
but
be a
we
wizard
thought
at
it was just us, and now we're only finding out now that
Right.
everybody's having the same problem.
He's a wizard at it. I'm just going to help if he needs me and boost him up if he needs me, but we're on top of it.
Well, and when we were having the water problems last year, you guys kicked some pretty serious help our way,
Yeah,
and so
okay.
if you can do anything on this,
Thank
we'd
you
be
very
great.
much for coming and
Kyle,
reminding us.
through the chair.
Yes.
Let's see. So when you complained, AT&T gave you a microcell to see if that would solve the problem. Did they charge you for that?
Those are normally $150 a piece. I went to the manager of not our local store because they weren't cooperative.
The one on Rosecrans?
I went to the manager at 182nd in Hawthorne, who has been tremendously cooperative. He got us the $150 microcell for free. I've referred at least 5 other of my immediate neighbors to him to get the microcells because they're having the same problems. It was only when we had a medical emergency a week and a half ago, and I called and basically said, somebody's going to die and you need to get somebody here right now. And an hour later, I had the head of their service department and 8 technicians in my yard getting the service back up and running. They were the ones that identified that it's the wiring from pole to pole to pole that is not strong enough to feed our houses and give us the signal we need, and that's what was crashing the modems and the landlines and everything else, including the microcells that unfortunately are wired into that modem. So if one goes down, they both go down.
Got it. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's a mess.
If there's no objections, I declare oral communications closed, so ordered. At this time, I'll recess the Community Redevelopment Agency, Parking Authority, Housing Authority, and Public Finance Authority to conduct a city council meeting. The agency and authority meeting are recessed.
Mr. Mayor, would anybody object to going directly to number 26 for a quick closed session.
Yes, we have an attorney sitting in the back room. We're going to have to take a quick, and it will be a quick closed session. Is there anyone who'd like to speak on this closed session item? If not, I declare oral communications closed, and I'd like to ask council members to immediately return to the conference room so we can get back out for the community. Can I take your item?
You can go directly to item number 15, the city attorney consent calendar, and just vote on that.
Where's Ginny? Well, you guys are pretty good. You got quiet real quick. All right. We get them. City council meeting is called to order. We've met in closed session. Mr. City Attorney, would you give the roll call of the vote in the back room?
Oh, actually, the roll call would be item number 15.
I know that, but we just,
Yeah, you can just vote on item number 15.
Okay.
That's the action.
all right. I'll move to approve item 15.
So moved? Second?
Discussion? Please vote.
Vote reflects mayor and council members voting yes, with council member Juarez abstaining.
Okay, we have individual council members' reports and recommendation. I am going to jump to the appointment of the commission seat of Katrina Manning.
Where are you?
She was the only one who applied, the only one who had showed interest. She has a lot of great credentials. Her background has a lot to do with kids, and it's all about the kids with Katrina. So I'd like to ask my colleagues to support Ms. Katrina Manning for the appointment of the
What item is that, Mayor?
25.
item 25.
Oh, 25.
25.
Look at
Does anyone have an extra application? I
There you
didn't
go.
get one.
There you go.
25, I don't have that. I don't have 25.
Through the chair, I'd like to affirm that recommendation.
Second?
Okay. And we're over any further discussion? Is Katrina here? I know she was, there she is. Okay. Hang on, we're going to take an official vote. Any discussion? Please vote.
Vote
Katrina.
reflects mayor and city council voting yes.
Come on up, Katrina. Tell us a few words about yourself. Oh, now I have to call you Commissioner. Big
Thank you
shot.
so much, Mayor Guidi and City Council. I am so honored to be bestowed with this position. I have done so much in the community. I'm currently a mentor at the Teen Center. I also am Vice President of Holly Park Homeowners Association, Black Captain of My Street, Wilkie. I also volunteer with the One Stop. I do certifications for the teenagers so that they can get jobs. And just to piggyback a little bit off what Olivia Valentine said earlier, that I really think is important that we do write in, because it's a wonderful program and the kids are so excited. This could be their first job, and to take away something like that would be detrimental to them. So I think it's really important that the kids, we do support these programs, because I see firsthand the impact that it have on their self-esteem and being able to go out and get a job. So it's really, really awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you for serving.
Next, item A, with all that's going on in Bell, and a lot of ordinances or resolutions are brought forward, either employees, department heads, community, or just in general, what's going on, come forward. And under full disclosure, transparency, this is a no-brainer. I've put together with the city attorney's office, after hearing a lot of input from city staff, I'm asking my colleagues to support this very simple, transparent ordinance, which will read, consideration of disclosure ordinance that would require the city manager, city staff to report on a form filed with the city clerk's office whenever a council member makes a recommendation, suggestion to, or employee is hired. The city council member should be required to file a form with the city clerk's office. He or she recommend a consultant, employee hiring, or retention by the city. I'm asking my colleagues to support this, which we all have fought hard for transparency, that we have nothing to hide, and I think this would really help take the pressure off of a lot of the department heads and city employees, and especially the city manager. So I'd like to ask a motion of support. Is there any discussion?
I'll second that, and Larry, I just want to say I thank you for this, because it's very wisely chosen, and sometimes things go on where we don't know them, so thank you for doing that.
Thank you, Mr. Wars. Please vote.
When will you come back with this form? You know, what type of information were you thinking about, Mr. Guidi?
Well, we'd like to have it for the next council meeting. I think the city attorney has started looking into different forms, policy. It's almost, would be the same as a, what is it, a 700 form, similar?
Yeah, well, I think we already even have a form. It's analogous to a behested contribution form that already exists, and that can easily be used. It's a fairly simple form.
Would it define the relationship between that council member and the person they're proposing or the company
It
they're
could,
proposing?
in fact, you could all make suggestions as to what the form should include. Okay?
Yeah.
Through the chair, I just kind of wanted to know what the origination of this was. What's the motivation? Because usually, kind of sometimes when we bring things to the council, there's usually specific incidents that have happened, specific concerns that we have, and I mean, I'm all for transparency. That's why I have my open office hours. I bring up things before the council when I have somebody to recommend for a council, but I just need a little bit more information just so I can feel comfortable that this is going to address what it's supposed to.
Okay, why don't we do this? Why don't we have the city attorney prepare the ordinance for the next council meeting with the form, make sure we all get them if we want to add or subtract. But there's been some incidences and employees feeling uncomfortable. So this will eliminate and will create total transparency in City Hall. And if we have nothing to hide, we have nothing to worry about. If I'm going to recommend a custodial service, I'll just fill out the form and city manager will say XYZ was and it's no big deal because we get people constantly calling us. And I just say, you got to go talk to the city manager. You got to talk to the city manager because you don't want to find yourself in a position that you've recommended somebody and it exposes you. So this is a very simple, no-brainer, just like a 700 form, and we just fill it out.
Through the chair?
Sure.
Larry, I think this is a great idea. My question is, will it be retroactive or from starting when?
No, today forward.
Today forward,
Yeah.
okay.
To the chair, can I also inquire on the form that ultimately is going to be drafted? If the city council could take a look at it, make some additions, either some additions, some amendments, et cetera.
Oh, sure, I'll put it in the packet.
Thank you. Can you also include this to include commissioners?
Oh,
If we're
yeah.
going to be recommending commissioners or those that are going to be provided a service to the city through a appointmentship or other, to include that as well.
Okay.
Good idea. Okay. Please vote. It's to bring this back and have it ready for the next
An
council meeting.
ordinance and a form, I believe.
Yeah.
Vote reflects mayor and city council voting yes.
Thank you, colleagues. Item B.
What else needs to be said?
Is that me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Here we go again. Again, I think it was quite educational, to say the least. We had Connecticut back again for the second time to address additional concerns that were brought to the attention through discussion at our previous city council meeting, and I hope that those of you who had those concerns had your answers, ultimately, your questions answered ultimately, and so I'd like to make a motion going forward to include Connecticut and the next financial services. Can I get a motion on that?
Second, you already made the motion.
Thank you.
Wait a minute,
Discussion?
you said text, wait a minute, I'm confused.
No, we're having
What's the
discussion
text
now.
amendment about? What text amendment?
Can you repeat the whole thing?
Okay.
I heard what you said, but it didn't
Okay,
say
well, I'm going to
anything
do this to make it easy for all of you, because it's not going to be, it's pretty much coming from, Greg, are you here? Okay, here we go. So we're going to have Greg answer the amendment, and it's also in your book.
Well, we have an
Greg's going to answer.
ordinance here for.
Yes,
the-
Greg's right behind here, and he's going to answer those questions.
Oh, Greg, hi.
Go ahead with the question.
Councilmember Lambert had a question regarding the amendment.
But you said the amendment to your Connecta thing.
Greg, can I just ask you to please read the language? I'll just read it so that we could understand it again.
It's item number 12.
Okay.
It's all outlined black and white here.
Okay, We already listened to the gentleman speak about this. What are you changing?
I think that's what
Councilwoman.
Councilwoman English is asking Mr. McLean to do, is just to give like the overview of what you've already prepared here.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and do that while we wait for Greg. Okay, the approval of ordinance 1979 will not result in any new payday loan businesses coming into the commercial zones. Okay, that's one. Two, the approval of ordinance number 1979 simply states that a full-service bona fide financial institution, bank, credit union, etc., such as Wells Fargo, Citibank, Bank of America, Union Bank, they're all up along Hawthorne Boulevard, you can't miss them, including Connecticut, can cash checks and offer loans, whether they are for mortgage, car loans, student loans, etc. Approval of ordinance number 1979 will have the, obviously, let's see here. It would have, we've heard some, obviously the scare tactics, however, that is not the case, and that's why they were here to discourage those misleading information that's out there in the community. It would, the approval of ordinance 1979 will cause less desirable businesses to open along the city, and Connecticut Credit Union will be the same regardless whether it offers credit card loans, mortgage loans, car loans, Christmas loans, any loan. The bottom line is that all of these operations will occur under one roof.
Councilwoman, may I interrupt you? You're stating here on item B, you said amendments to.
Well, if you
We're not really changing anything.
We're not changing anything,
Okay,
but
that's all,
I want
because we don't need to go into all that.
well,
then,
I want to make sure that everyone's questions are answered here, because this is a redundant thing that has been happening.
Yeah.
And I want folks to understand that this is not Next Check cashing.
Yeah,
This
but-
is a credit union, Connecticut Credit Union. It is Next Financial Services.
Okay.
Okay?
but
So
we
that's
don't
why
need an
that's why I said, let's be clear what it is here.
Okay,
And also, there will not be any separate business for check cashing features of the bank or the credit union, and that was something we addressed here today. Simply an IT systems that ultimately has to be niched. There has to be something worked out.
Can I just ask you one question?
Sure.
Since we're back on this again, I'm so sick of it, but it has to be made clear. Did Connecta buy Nix or whatever the name?
Yes.
Bought them to bring them out? Oh, okay. Thank you.
Through the chair.
They own them.
Through the chair, are we going to have a final discussion right before we vote on the ordinance?
No, this is your
This
discussion.
is the discussion.
right now.
Okay, this is it?
And that's
we
why I
oughta
brought
go
up
to
Greg.
item number
I
12
brought up
here?
Greg for additional language. I know there's
Since
additional.
this is it, I think we need to do some
Item number 12.
clarification.
We'll just go to 12 and get it over with.
Let's just get straight to what. I just confirmed that with the gentleman from Connecta that yes, indeed, what they are trying to bring is a Nix check cashing facility into the Connecta. He affirmed that. What they're doing is they're changing the name from Nix check cashing to Nix Financial. He confirmed that. He clarified what the services were for Nix check cashing, aka Nix Financial, and they are the typical check cashing payday loan and all the typical check cashing and payday loan operations that you see at a regular Nix check cashing. He affirmed that. We went through the list. We confirmed that. So I don't know if it swims like a duck, quacks like a duck. It is a duck, no matter if it's under a bona fide federal credit union or if it's a standalone outside. So that's it.
To the chair.
Oh,
This is not a particular check cashing facility. This is a bank credit union that offers full service banking. Check cashing facilities do not. Let's not get it twisted. Checking facilities that cash your check are there for a profit. They take a profit and you have nothing in return. Next Check Cashing is a credit union. It is an entity of a bank that provides full banking services. You could go to any other bank and get charged to cash your check, but unless you become a member of that bank, you're going to be charged to have your check cashed. So This is not a typical check cashing facility. Those check cashing facilities that are on the boulevard today, they provide a service, and they do not give back to the community. They are simply cashing checks and providing loans. This is not the case here.
Mayor, may we just go to 12 and get this done with?
Okay,
Item 12?
We don't have to take action on discussion action item?
No, we can bounce around. I mean, we just did it with that.
I'm
So
just asking
what
so we
you're
can-
asking is bringing up item 12. It's the
I
second
wanna get it over
reading
with.
of ordinance 1979. Is there a motion?
So move.
I have
Is
a
there a
motion.
second? Okay, so it's been moved and second. Ordinance number 1979. Would you please read it into the record, Mr. Clerk?
Before you do that, can I ask a question of the city attorney? Prior to this, when the mayor asked for a motion on this discussion item, do we have to remove those? That way we can enforce the one that we're using for item 12? Because we already had a motion and a second on the floor.
Oh, you're talking about the discussion action item?
Correct.
Yeah, why don't we remove that?
Okay, well, then I'll remove my second. You have to remove your first.
I'll remove
on
my
the
motion.
discussion.
All right, so we're back. Mr. Clerk, would you, thank you, Danny. Please read.
1979.
Ordinance number 1979, second reading. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, approving zoning text amendment number 2010ZA01, amending Title 17 zoning, chapters 17.04, 17.25, 17.26, 17.28, 17.30, 17.32, and 17.34 of the Hawthorne Municipal Code related to check cashing and payday loan activities in the commercial zones, reorganization of permitted uses, and creation of prohibited uses in commercial zones for adoption.
Please vote.
The vote reflects Council Member English and Juarez voting yes, Mayor Guidi abstaining, and Council Members Vargas and Lambert voting no.
It takes 3 votes to adopt an ordinance or a resolution. It failed.
Yes.
Item C.
Item C, oh, resolution community partner, what's that?
That's you, Andy.
Councilmember English?
Elliott.
Yeah, your item C.
That was postponed.
Okay, all right. Mr. Juarez, item D.
Thank you. Let's see, when you go into a Best Buy, you buy a laptop and you walk out and it's 10 years old already because technology has surpassed you. I mean, that's how fast technology is moving these days. We're seeing the same thing in the communications world with Nextel, Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, Vantage. I mean, they're all moving forward quicker than we can make changes. You know, you buy one phone and it's already obsolete. All I need one is that will answer and I can talk, and that's good enough for me. I don't need all that fancy gizmos and stuff. But what we've seen lately is that when we have existing wireless antennas and communication companies are coming forward just to upgrade something that is already approved, it seems like they're going through the rigors of having to go through a new site consideration. And I think it's just a waste of time for staff, for our planning commission. And in talking to Mr. McLean, he said, gee, we should have done this a long time ago. So I'm asking my colleagues to support that we now have an ordinance that just deals with upgrades to antennas that are already in place, not putting in new ones. I'm just talking about upgrades to existing wireless antennas.
Hey, Danny, question would it be still streamlined in the requirements right now that if they decided they wanted to go up an extra 10 feet, or if we could push them to turn it in to look like a tree? Because what I like your ordinance, I think it's a good idea, but all of these antennas are starting to look like billboards in all the cities. They're popping up, and like someone just said tonight, there's 3 in Holly Glen, and there's 3 problems with them. Okay, so could we put in the ordinance that they have to be up to newer standards, like?
Sure,
have
if
to-
we can get Mr. McLean
Yeah.
to come up and address that. I mean, he's up on all the technology innovations there, and maybe you can talk to that a little bit. And we're
Yeah.
just talking about upgrades, Mr. McLean.
Yeah, I think, Danny, what the reason maybe the past city councils kept this in place is like the billboard situation. Who really owns the antenna? What if it's on a piece of property that somebody buys and they want to get rid of it, but they can't get rid of it because the ordinance says they don't have to go through the process again and reapply? I just want to protect the property owners and the residents, and that when we rewrite this, that we have some kind of an scapegoat where maybe they don't have to pay to be in front of the planning commission. That is waived, but we still need someone to hear what they're really going to do, not a staffer across the counter, because that's gotten us in trouble in the past.
Now, what are typical upgrades like, Mr. McLean? Is it revamping the look of it? Is it just adding something else to it? Can you please explain that?
Well, there are all types of upgrades. Typical upgrade that we've seen recently is just swapping more sophisticated technology in the antennas.
Is that a
Sometimes-
circuit board or something? Or
No, actually just better antennas.
A better antenna.
And sometimes it's nothing more than just replacing an equipment cabinet that's on the ground at the base of a site. Some of these upgrades occur on buildings where they're behind fiberglass screens and nobody could even see the difference. So what I would recommend is that whenever I draft the proposed ordinance, that we set parameters and say that if it falls within these parameters,
Yeah.
then it can be done on, I would recommend at a staff level, because I'll know what the limits of acceptability are. And then if it falls outside of that, then we can have a streamlined process through the planning commission.
Okay.
Through the chair, I think this is a great suggestion, Councilman Juarez. I would just like to make sure, though, that we are careful where we set our, like, say, limits on what, like the heights, limits on, I guess, the extra antenna poles that are on the, say, like the monopoles or the tree, whatever the tree antennas. We just need to be careful that we that we select these correctly. I mean, we're talking about milligauss, the radiation, there's different types of measurements. So I'm pretty sure Mr. McLean, he's well prepared to research that and be able to determine what those levels are.
But the FCC has already done all of that, and there is no issue with radiation. Is that correct, Mr. McLean?
That is correct.
No, through clarification. No, we just need to determine what the levels are going to be of, say, upgrades, at which point we do need to start a new CUP. Just we need to be very careful. Because there's going to be some cutoff levels, some cutoff, I guess, upgrades that we need to, then we need to have them
Well,
submit.
but
for
I don't want to scare the public to think that these
No.
upgrades are going to
Right.
cause some type of radiation and everyone's going to die.
No, that's very important.
Well, I just want to make sure that we understand the difference between a new site and an upgrade, which is going to be better communications for the people that use that service.
And to the
I
chair.
concur.
Yeah, let's be careful in what we're putting out there into the community, okay? Anything that is being regulated through FPPC, FCC, or any other agency, whether it's jet fuel pipeline or other, is already being heard through these agencies, and we are not allowed to discuss issues of health nature that has not been, in fact, to be true. We can't discuss radiation. We can't discuss other things because under these regulations, that's what the FPPC, FCC, and others, agencies alike, are there for. They have to appeal to these agencies. So once they get clearance from these agencies, they're coming to our cities. And that is not a matter that we take up because we're opening ourselves up to liability if we're putting it out there and the community is in turn using language that is being suggested up here, and that's something we need to stay away from.